Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's reading log, which is going to be exciting because I've been a massive reading slump after reading Alchemized by Senlin Yu. And I just started comparing every other book to it that I just could not read and enjoy other books. So yeah, let's get over this reading slump with me. I think I'm finally in a mood to read because I'm finally done with my master's exam and currently I'm just, you know, in my house roaming around doing nothing. So I think this is a good way to utilize the time. So yeah, let's begin. For today's reading log, I think I'm going to be reading the Heartstring Duet, starting with Crown Me Dead and Crown Me Yours, is the second book, I think, by Liv Zando. Correct me if I'm pronouncing the name wrong. I think I'm butchering the name, but yeah. I'm going to be reading these two books because it's just a genre that I did not explore much. It's a dark fantasy, in case you didn't know. And even though the premise is not something which appeals me, I think it is a kind of genre which I would enjoy reading because I've never read anything like this. Before I actually start reading this book, let me just quickly read the synopsis of it. In Goodreads, it says, "Wed me, bed me, slit my throat. Born in dirt, raised in rot, I dig graves for the dead, while the living decay around me. When my brother coughs blood, he appears. A man too polished for the graveyard, with a bargain too cruel for the light. Seduce the king, become the queen, die, and my brother lives. Kale is a nightmare of living ruin, the rotten ruler of a festering realm, and Vale is his shadow, the cold architect of my demise. One man needs my heart to beat, and the other plans to stop it forever. They think I'm a pawn, but I'm the gravedigger's daughter, and I know exactly where to bury them. Welcome to the funeral." I don't know how to feel about that, but the protagonist has to be a baddie, so I'm here for it. Let me just say what this book entails. I'm so ready to read this. Let's go. I'm 38% through and currently in chapter 15, and I have some thoughts to share. First of all, the writing is kind of poetic, and sometimes I like it, but sometimes it's just a bit too much, and sometimes it just takes away from the main story. And I'm like, give me the main story. Sometimes it's fine, but like, not always do I want to read poems, you know? So that's one criticism of the writing. I don't know, people might like it, but not me. I like poetry here and there, but not always. Okay, editing Oshki here, and I really wanted to mention that the poetic writing kind of toned down after book one, so I really enjoyed book two more in comparison to one just because there were less poetic writings and I could really focus on the story instead of reading about how to use simile in a sentence. Speaking about the plot and the characters and everything, I think I kind of like the main character. She's a bit outright and she's written well. I also, I think I'm in love with Vale, the main character, but I just do not think the king is for me. Like, uh, I don't know. He is rotting down, and sometimes it just kind of creeps me away. You know, reading about maggots and everything is just, sometimes it just boils my mind down. Reading about all of that. The second criticism is the fact that we do not get to see what's happening and why is it happening. You know, it's like everything is happening, but why is all of the males attracted to this woman all of a sudden? Why is she the one who can do things? And from the first page onward, she's like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. And I get it. Like, her brother is dying and she's trying to save him. But at the same time, it's like she is creeped out of this feeling, the first day feeling. I would not like to creep people out here, but it's just so much baggage, and yeah, it uh, it was a bit too much for me, and it was again a bit too much for the female main character. But she just did not shy away the second day, like not even flinch a little bit, just because she knew that she would have to be doing this in order to save her brother. It just, I don't know. I just needed to see more of it. I just needed to see more emotions and depth, which I did not find it here. And we still do not know why is she being the favored one, and why is Vale and King attracted to her. Like like she is not a random girl. And that I get it. But like if she's not a random girl, then what? I need to know a lot. And maybe this will get revealed in the later chapters, but yeah, I just needed to mention that. Okay, so the reason why Vale is attracted to the female main character gets revealed in the later chapters. It's because he is death and she's actually very comfortable with death because she has seen death in her entire life as she's a gravedigger or gravedigger's daughter. So she is kind of familiar with death and she remains perfectly calm whenever she's near death. So it makes sense why death is also attracted to her. But I don't think I know the reason why King was attracted to her. Like, I have no idea how Kale started liking our female main character. It just doesn't make sense at all. It's abrupt, and we do not get an answer to that. Let's get back to reading, shall we? Okay, I'm over 50% mark, and I think Um, it's going interesting, except for the fact that I think I have a theory. So basically, there's a hinting towards a second prince. So maybe this is my theory. Apart from Kale, there's Vale, who's the second prince, and maybe he's kind of like the bastard son who wants to be in power, but it's Kale who got recognition. I don't know. I think it's Vale because, first of all, the name kind of matches. Second of all, he's handsome as hell. Third of all, they are both kind of attracted towards our female main character. And fourth, but definitely not a point to be missed, is the fact that when the evidence from the library got missed, Vale was there. And I think he's the mastermind behind all of this because he wants to be in power. He wants to be the king. But it's Kale who is ruling the kingdom and kind of wants to, maybe it's just that Vale wanted to rule the kingdom differently than Kale, and Kale kind of rules differently. So he's trying to overpower Kale so that he can remove him and rule it himself. I don't know. It's just my theory. It may or may not be true, but yeah, let's see. Okay, it's so funny to me now that I'm rewinding the video back and seeing it. I was so wrong. Like, the theory was vague, and I just kept it for entertainment, but it did not work out. I'm kind of sad about it though. Okay, part of my theory was kind of true. Like, Vale was still the one who removed all the evidences from the library, and he did it for a reason. It's just not the same reason as I predicted it to be. He did it for his own reasons so that he can continue the curse. I'm kind of into the book and I think I'm interested in reading more. Let me just quickly talk about and update you guys about my reading slump. It has been not great, but I found myself to be immersed in this book and not realizing that it has been almost like 50%. So I think it's kind of helping with my reading slump. I don't know. I just feel like I am not realizing how quickly this book is flying by. Like, I've picked it up tomorrow and now I'm like hitting the 50% mark. So, yeah, I think it's going fast. And part of it has to do with the fact that this book is literally less than 300 pages. But yeah, let's see. Oh my god. I think I hate Vale now. Even though he has an aura, he's just too cruel. to be liked, I guess. He wants to utilize her and then not give a shit about her brother, as well as he wants her to be intimate with his brother and then he'll make her his. Oh my god. How shitty can a person be? How shitty? OMG. Chapter 23. The Seed. What was that? The audacity of a man to leave a woman like that. If you know, you know. I even though being with Kale is healthy, I think I kind of prefer Ilara with Vale. I don't know why. No, she's comparing both of them. It's not a good sign. Oh my god. Is Ilara caught? Maybe that's how he'll undo the curse, by pulling his heartstrings once he kills her. I'm not sure. What the fuck? He is dead. Vale is dead. Oh my god. Is Kale going to kill her? What the fuck is happening? I'm so confused. What the fuck was that ending? No, I just. How did we get here all of a sudden? Kale is dead. Ilara killed Kale. And I don't know how and what to think about the stuff that Death is actually in love with Ilara. That kind of means that he wants Ilara dead. But now Ilara is not, and she has a curse on her head, and now Kale is dead, and there's nobody to actually lift the curse off. This is too much information. I just cannot process it. I need the second book immediately. And I have it with me. So I'm gonna start reading this and update you guys later. Let's not talk much. I'll actually rate the book at the end. But now, let's just get away with reading the second book. She just fooled death. I'm feeling sad for you, bro. Oh my god. His outburst, it speaks volumes. I think he likes Ilara. Dude, it's visible. He fucking cares for Ilara. This is absurd. And next to impossible. Like, what you mean wed him, bed him, crown him, and then kill him? Oh my god. I think I ought to read this paragraph out. I can't. Fine, I grant your wish. I will marry you. He whispers. I will play with your husband for 20, maybe 30 miserable years. I will watch you wrinkle. I will watch your beauty rot. And when that last kernel of sand finally drops, I will take your soul and I will drag it down to the deepest, darkest pit. Yes. Yes, we're finally getting his POV. I'm so excited. He's actually kind of funny. I think I kind of like being in his head than Ilara's. His POV is kind of interesting and poetic and sad. I love it. Grief is just love hiding in a morning dress, piling up inside you because the person you want to give it to isn't there to take it. She fooled him again. I think my Kindle kind of froze and gave up on me. Like nothing would happen. What is wrong with this? In the sight of God, I pronounce you man and wife, till death do you part. It's funny because it's death she's marrying. I don't know what to feel about that. Why is he inflicting pain to himself? Why is he breaking the heartstring? Oh my god, he's hurt. Kind of feel bad for him though. This is so good. The scene where Ilara fixes the toy, it's just so good. Okay, chapter 14, and I'm speechless. I just... I don't know what else to say, and there was like a teeny tiny tear on my eyes. I had to wipe it off. But what the hell was that? The reason why death does not want to feel love or loved? It's too much for me to bear. I do understand him, and I do not fault him for that. And I love how his character is led. Vale's been strangely present for the last 2 days, only occasionally vanishing to guide souls to their final resting place. But he always reappears, as if he took my whispered stay, not as a woman's single plea, but as his wife's eternal wish. I love Vale. I think he's more actions than word kind of guy. Damn it. I'm already 63% in, and it just flew by so fast. Okay, I finally finished Crown Me Yours, and this book took me by surprise. Let me just say that. Upfront, the book is all about death and Ilara, and I never thought it would delve into such serious conversations about grief and acceptance. But dare I say that I really love the premise of this book and the way the characters are being portrayed, the way depth of grief has been portrayed. It's just phenomenal. I was literally sobbing through the rest of the 50% of the book. And I just could not stop crying. I continuously sobbed and kept going. I could not put this book down. I needed to know what happened. And it ended in the most beautiful way possible. So, yeah, I think it deserves a 5 star, actually, more than a 5 star. Speaking of ratings, I rated the first book, Crown Me Dead, 3 stars, just because I almost forgot. Like, I did not like it in the first 50% of the book, and then the plot got me. I think we lacked the details there, but this book had it. So this book deserves a 5 star rating, whereas the other book deserves a 3 star rating. I mean, I could have rated it higher, but I did not like how the writing went through. It was almost too poetic in a weird way. Like, it's not that I do not like poetry, but every other paragraph was just poetry, simply thrown off like that. So I am not a big fan of the first book. The writing kind of threw me off, and then we do not get to understand Death and Ilara and their character. And I did not even understand Kale for that matter. So, like, none of the characters were written in a way which would be appreciable. I did not stress enough of how the character development of a Vale went, and I loved it through every fiber in my body. I think the way Vale was portrayed in the first book was so unlikable, and we did not understand him until we hit the book two. We got to understand how he feels and why he feels that way, and his reasoning about not undoing the curse to keep it that way. Then him accepting the grief, accepting that there is also a beauty in accepting the grief, and it's how life goes. It has been portrayed so beautifully. I think it was done so well, and I loved it. The veil we see at the end of the book is so different from the veil we saw in the first book. And I just am speechless what to say about that. That's it. That sums up my review. I would 100% recommend this book, even though the first book was not that great. But yeah, this book is heavy, and please check the trigger warnings if you're sensitive to it. That's it. That's all for this reading vlog. I'll see you guys in the next one. Got me upside